You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 285, posted March 2021. The worst Piñata party.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill, the Dog and Pony Show adventures. That's right, it's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master, and today it's time for the Dog and Pony Show. A group of people, adventurers, heroes, maybe, question mark, are working their way through Barovia, through the adventure, The Curse of Strahd. This is a particular Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast where we make mistakes, and then we learn, and then we make those mistakes again, and then maybe we learn for real the next time. It is the year 2020 as we record this, and everything is just, you know what it is. Let me introduce our players. They will introduce their characters, and then I will attempt to piece this together into some kind of Dungeon & Dragon podcast. I'm doing great, everybody. First up, it's Little Dan Morin.
Hello, Big Tony. That's a bad choice. I regret it already.
Feels slightly anti-Italian, yeah.
Big Tony.
Yeah.
Hi, I am playing the Warforged cleric cast in Onatar's Crucible, or to his friends, the Sea. No, I got nothing. Crucible to his friends.
Was the gist of that joke that we call you the Sea?
Yeah, like the ocean. I got nothing.
You know, none of our jokes stand up to what we call summary or scrutiny, Jane.
I'm just gonna say,
unkind,
if I'd been going
and unfair
for something classier, I would have gone with Le Grand Cru.
It's only gonna get better from here, people. This is Dan, how much of that beer have you had?
Very little.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, let's see if she can do any better. Our next participant is the one, the only Jane Ritt. Hi, Jane.
Hi, Tony. I play Lena Dulina, the human rogue.
Do you have anything pithy to say here, or are you just gonna steer clear of that mess?
I am called the Ocean.
That's not true.
I am called by many names.
Also, both of those nicknames, there is not an ocean in Barovia. It is a landlocked mountain country within a valley. So, yeah, all right. It's going to be one of those days. Starting at 8:15, people. Next up, it is Aline Sims. Hi, Aline. Take us to a place of sanity.
Well, I play I play Imra Soliana, the Wood Elf Ranger, and her dog Androdite. And I, as I'm listening to this discussion, am sitting here wondering, what if sometime in the far future, aliens come to Earth and our civilization is gone, but there's one server left, and the only record of humanity is this podcast.
Just this episode.
Just this episode. Yeah. So I'm contemplating that as we play.
I think that's fine. I mean,
no pressure, I guess.
Couldn't do any worse.
At this, civilization is gone at that point. I'm not invested, is what I'm saying.
That's true. Yeah.
Like,
that's
you
true.
know,
honestly, that golden record was a pretty low bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to do? Put some math problems on this podcast?
Come on.
Yeah. Let the chips fall where they may.
A little Bach.
All right. Next up, and this player, I was thinking about this player. We had a discussion on our Slack earlier this week about what way would Bucephalus the Wonder Horse ride a skateboard, specifically 2 skateboards at the same time, because that is how he would traverse Barovia, obviously. And I was compelled to make an image of possible images of this, because I think about 40% of this whole podcast endeavor is my attempt to amuse Micah Sargent. Hi, Micah.
Hello, Tony Sindelar. I play Elavor Landman, the half-elf druid, also known as Large Body of Water.
But land is in your name. I'm so confused.
It is very confusing. Maybe it should be called tributary.
Well,
Isn't that
or it's like, maybe he's like an
water
island.
next to land or something. I don't know. And
No landman is an island.
You could be an isthmus.
Elavor Isthmus.
Isn't every landman an island?
Every landman.
Oh my gosh.
I hate this.
Correct. You gain inspiration.
Wait, is that inspiration for me or inspiration for
Unclear.
Landman?
Do you want to introduce your animal companion?
Oh, yes. And of course, Samus. I almost said Samus the half-elf druid, but that would not be true. Samus is a saber-toothed tiger for now.
All right. And next up, the heart of Total Party Kill, the person who does most of the work, it's Erica Ensign.
Well, maybe next to you, Tony. Maybe.
Yes. But it's about quality, not quantity. I make up for it in quantity.
I am playing Brildish, a dwarven paladin, and also Brildish's celestial pony Cindelarant. Brildish is probably called like Puddle or something.
Oh, that's so cute.
I'm not sure why we're honoring Dan's choices by continuing this bit.
I know.
It was a bad choice.
It feels like we're sending him the wrong message.
Oh no, I am steeped in regret.
Is that a water joke?
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Just like a haunted city. Speaking of which.
Segways.
Womp womp.
All right, what has been happening recently in Dog and Pony Show? Because it has been a little while for us, even if you are listening to this way after the fact. Our adventures have been traveling all over Barovia looking for various artifacts and allies to help them against the devil that is Strahd von Zarovich, vampire lord of the whole area. Those journeys have brought them to the drowned city of Berez, one of the 4 towns of Barovia, until things didn't go so great, and Strahd basically had the whole town washed away by a river, leaving a bunch of soggy ruins that have just sit there kind of moldering for many years. But rumors of a weapon that you could use against Strahd von Zarovich himself had brought you here, and indeed those rumors have proven true, as Lina Dulina now wields the mythical Sun Sword, a sword only in that it is a weapon made of pure, holy energy that is vaguely sword-like. The blade is pure, divine, holy energy. This is a powerful magical artifact that Lina has attuned with, and indeed, she now has the voice of the Sun Sword in her head whenever she holds the hilt and ignites the blade. And that sword is filled with vengeance.
Also, we have a stone goat.
You have a stone goat?
A stone goat. Not a stoned goat, but a stone goat.
Please remind me about the stone
You
goat?
may remember that Elavor shaped stone along with the help of Crucible as well, right?
Yep.
Or no, that's right. We kind of fought for it, and you let me win or something. Anyway, so Elavor shaped the statue into a stone goat. And
I think I chose to
We
forget.
did do that. That was the thing that we did.
Very fair.
Don't forget it, Tony. You know why? Because it's canon.
The only thing better than a statue of a stone goat is an animated statue of a stone goat.
I know. If only
Do
I
any of
had
you have that
animate
ability
stone.
currently?
I don't think
Let's
so.
make sure.
I
What
don't
level
think
do you
so.
get that at? Because that's the level we're ending this adventure.
Yeah, the only thing that has happened in game since we last played is Lina is just standing there swinging her new sword around. Just
You are swinging the sword, and the
And-
sword inside you. There's the sizzle as drops of drizzly rain get caught in the burning blade. And the one downside to swinging a sizzling sword that glows with holy energy is that there's really not anything else like that here in the swampy, gloomy mists of Berez, and it is a bit like lighting a giant signal fire.
This whole time, Brildish is just staring, like, sort of open-mouthed, like,
Sword of open mouthed?
The sword
God.
speaks to you, Lina, and the sword says, "Yes, I have waited so long to be found and wielded by one such as you. Together, we will serve such vengeance. We will cleanse this land of all the things that are unclean.
Wait, is it evil?
Can everybody hear this?
Nope, just
Or
Lena.
is just Lena? Okay.
So everyone else hears Lena in the middle of doing all of her like stances.
Are you making sword noises when you do it too? Whoosh, whoosh.
No, she's just, causing the noises to happen due to the sheer force of the swinging. So everyone else hears Lena say, "Sword, I don't talk much, but for what it's worth, I agree."
I am yours to command, says the sword. From out of the mist, in several directions,
I thought they were
you see
clowns
some.
for a second.
That would be worse than whatever they are.
You see several forms, the key word is shambling. Shambling in your direction. This
They're
is a
mounds,
game where I
aren't
use
they?
dice. Nope.
Are they scarecrows?
Forgot to bring my dice, but thankfully in my small home office, dice
It's
are
dark
just within
chocolate
reach.
with coconut.
I am rolling initiative for these things that are going to kill you. We'll see if they choose.
Do we
Ooh,
get to
yeah,
roll
nice.
initiative to
No,
kill the
no.
things?
This one's just me. So we're gonna get me a turn. So
Then why are you rolling, Tony?
Should the rest of us go, or
you should roll. You should roll initiative.
Okay,
Um,
let's do it.
I
all
got
right.
a
Several
crit.
corpse-like creatures come shuffling out of the mist in pretty much every direction around you. They are large. They look not totally physically intact, and their torsos look. Micah, you're gonna love this word. Swollen. That's a thing that's happening.
Why are their torsos swollen, Tony? Have they not eaten
Probably
in
for
long
like a
time?
really great reason, right?
Yeah.
Probably for some probably full of candy, right?
Oh my God, they're full of candy. Okay,
Well,
wait.
It's quarantine
Can I-
and it's rude to mention it.
Can I roll insight on Tony?
yes.
Okay, let's see.
Try it.
I gotta remember what my insight is here. All right, +6.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not
That's
bad.
pretty good.
18 insight.
Seems likely that Tony's comments were disingenuous and meant to either amuse the listeners and or depress you.
Darn it! There's no candy inside of the shambling mounds that aren't
I mean,
mounds.
I don't think we'd want that candy, Micah.
That's also fair.
Yeah, I suppose.
I have placed you somewhat arbitrarily within the kind of the bounds of the graveyard. This map is not quite as big as I would like it to be in the dimensions I want it to be, but basically the idea is you are within this graveyard here next to the ruins of the church. It's on the west side of the map, and there are a variety of corpses wandering in from Berez in your direction. Everyone, I mean, not that you're okay with this, but everyone agree that is what we're seeing.
I see it. I
Seems
see it.
reasonable.
Are the squares 5 or the squares more than that?
The squares are 5.
Okay.
I specifically went and got a different map so that the squares could be 5.
Okay.
That's
because
awesome.
The map as provided was not quite right, or it was much bigger scale. So there are a variety of we're just going to call them distended corpses shuffling in your direction.
Wonderful.
Imra, Crucible, and Lena, you're going to get to go before the corpses close with you. Then the corpses are going to go. They don't seem to be carrying any ranged weapons, so you suspect that they want to come in your general direction. Elavor, Aragal, Samus, and Broldish did lower than the corpses in the initiative order. Is that how combat in Dungeons and Dragons works?
Mm-hmm.
Is this
I think
everything?
you're doing okay.
All right.
So far, so good.
Brildish is last. Story checks out.
Mhm.
Everything's as it should be.
Okay. These creatures are very slow. Just gonna see. I'm doing some measuring on my sheet.
Tony, do they look undead?
Yeah, I was gonna.
They
ask
look
the same
extremely
thing.
undead.
No reason.
People. I use the word shambling. That is classic undead. When was the last thing that you saw that was shambling that wasn't undead?
Shambling mounds.
Me.
Yep,
Yeah, that's
mounds.
about it. Yeah, all right,
No,
fine.
I was going to say myself
well
in
played.
the morning.
You're staggering, Erica. That's a difference.
Actually, it's more of a shuffle, to be perfectly
Yeah, there we
honest.
go. Yeah, shuffle's classy. Shamble. All right, Imra.
So, undead. I wonder if I need a magic weapon to really do damage.
I would possible, but you don't know that. You knew that you needed that, I believe, for the scarecrows. I don't know. I think you've experienced a variety of undead that did not necessarily need magical.
Yeah, there are enough that I don't want to risk it, so I'm going to.
Yeah, it looks like there's approximately 7 kind of converging on you from most directions. There's a church to your west that there are not any kind of coming through the church, but they are kind of coming into the churchyard from north, south, and east. So
so I'm gonna run to. There's one to the southwest, kind of out all by its lonesome, and I'm gonna run up to that with my longsword +1, and I rolled a 21 to hit.
All right, you have no trouble slicing into that shuffling corpse.
I rolled a 1, so that is 3 damage. But good news, I'm gonna go ahead and do that again. Rolled a 10 to hit that time.
10 hits. Armor class
10
is 10
hits.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
Okay.
No.
Oh no, you should. Yeah, boy.
That's bad.
Yeah. Okay. So that's only 4 points of damage.
It's enough. You slay the distended corpse. It collapses. You cleave it in half, and from its body emerges a wriggling mass of snakes.
Oh
Do
no!
not like that.
Imra doesn't like scream exactly, but there's like a sound of terror emanating from her direction.
I'm rolling initiative for the snakes. They got a 23.
Great.
So they get a different initiative?
And you know what's great? They
They're a
go
lot faster.
next.
Oh, of course they do.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right,
Awesome.
Imra, you all set?
Yeah.
All right. There is just kind of a slurry, which is not the unit of measurement you want for snakes. A slurry of snakes at your feet, writhing around that have kind of emerged from where the guts of this corpse should have been. Hard to say. Value judgment vis-a-vis distended corpses. And this swarm of snakes is just going to kind of swarm around you. Imra, I'm going to put the token next to you because it's confusing in Roll20 to stack tokens. But a swarm, good news about swarms. Well, news about swarms. Swarms can occupy another creature's space and vice versa. So the swarm is going to be all around you and is going to try and bite you. Many poisonous snakes are trying to bite you, Imra. Let's see how they do. That's not bad. 19 to hit.
Yep.
All right, you will take 7 piercing damage, and you may need to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw as they get your ankles and your blood starts to feel kind of sizzly.
Sizzly blood.
That is
Don't
not
like that.
a condition you want for your blood.
Your
Trust
rapper
me.
name.
Yeah.
Either that or it's a dish at like a restaurant where they bring out the.
It'd be like
the
young
sizzling-
sizzly blood.
Oh,
Young sizzly
yeah.
blood. Yeah.
Is this just like a straight save, or do I get a modifier with this?
I think you get a modifier. You always get a modifier, right? You have
So
a
it's-
Constitution modifier?
It's your Constitution.
con.
It's your
Okay.
Constitution saving throw modifier.
Yes, which may be
Got
higher
it.
than or different than your thing.
Saving
And
throw.
are you
Okay.
close enough to Broldish that you get the bonus to your saves?
You have to be. I feel like it's pretty far. Let me
I thought it was
just
Yeah.
like 10
check.
feet.
Is it?
Is it more?
It might only be. Where is it?
Someone in the
Or-
Simon.
Yeah, it is only. It's only 10 feet.
Simon points out his Dragonforge again. I would suggest that this is slightly less horrifying than Dragonforge because it came out of a dead person. It's more horrifying when a swarm of snakes comes out of a living person.
That's true.
That's my ranking of snake
I
corpse
have to
hierarchy.
agree.
Don't
Yeah.
split
Yep.
snakes, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't,
sorry. If your snake
didn't
theory
make
isn't
that save.
intersectional,
I didn't make the save.
All right, this is unfortunate. Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You will take 14 poison damage.
Oh, lordy.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to
Hey,
tell
Tony,
you.
that seems
Yeah.
like a lot of damage. I just was wondering if you could double check that for us just to make sure.
Yes. These snakes, this is a swarm of poisonous snakes. They are challenge rating 2. They do 7 piercing damage. They do less damage if there's not as many snakes. They do 14 poison damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Understood.
They
Checks
are
out.
resistant to some kinds of damage. They are immune to some kinds of damage. Turns out you can't charm a whole swarm of snakes at once. That seems like a challenge.
Weird.
Not a promise. Snakes can't be frightened? Ironic, since Dan is frightened of snakes.
True.
Oh,
Ironic.
This
Dan,
must
did
be
you-
real fun for
did you
you,
check
huh,
under your
Dan?
It's not
desk?
great.
Yeah. And it does, as you kind of, as other people survey the churchyard, it does seem likely that the kind of, there's a certain kind of movement to the torsos of the other corpses that looks like they either are full of snakes or some very strange undercooked pasta. So, yeah.
Hey, why not both?
Cool beans.
It could be.
Yeah. So now Imra screams. Now I'm
Seems-
screaming.
My
Crucible.
blood, it's so spicy.
Yeah.
Crucible, it's your
Sorry,
turn.
sizzling.
Yeah. Well, the sizzling,
all right.
I think, was just...
I had
It can be both.
Crucible had a great plan that has been had a wrench thrown into it due to
Was that wrench?
You know what?
Was that wrench called Snakes?
Yes.
Snake
I feel like it's-
wrench.
It's like a monkey
I
wrench.
feel like it's good that this happened in this order because maybe you would have either wasted something or
Well, let's
screwed
discuss.
us all.
I have questions. Tony, perhaps you can answer some of these. One,
I can try.
what's the challenge rating on the corpses?
What are you about to do?
I'll tell you if you
Nothing,
tell me what the
Tony.
challenge rating is.
Oh yeah, all right. I'll tell you if you tell me first. Do you get to know this? Do you get to know this? Usually you don't get to
Oh,
know.
That's true.
I'll leave that to your discretion. So here's why I want to know. I can turn undead.
Yep.
If they are a certain challenge rating or lower, they are instantly destroyed. And I guess my question is, does destroying the corpse before the snakes come out also destroy the snakes?
I will tell you the snakes are not undead, and Aline just destroyed a corpse, and that was a ticket to Snake Town.
All right.
But there is a sweet
Population
spot where they
snakes.
just flee.
Right.
And that
which
would
is-
be ideal.
Yeah, so that
if you could thread the needle
the
and
relevance
just make them
is
run
then
away.
what is the challenge rating of the corpse?
Well, I will tell you the challenge rating of the corpses, and I think. I don't know if you totally know this, but Aline, you hit a corpse on a AC of 10,
Yep.
and you almost murdered it with 3 hit points of damage, and then
Yep.
really murdered it with any additional hit points of damage. I'm just going to tell you, these corpses, challenge rating 0, Dan.
Oh boy. Okay. So I would basically instantly vaporize them. Is that
Yeah, which is basically like a snake fireworks show at that
I was
point.
gonna say.
I'm just
yeah,
going to
you're
say these swarms of snakes are very dangerous. You may not want to fight 7 of them at the same time.
Yeah, so I guess
Dan, have you heard of the idea of immersion therapy? Because you would be immersed.
are we going to
in
immerse
snake.
them in
I'm
fire?
I'm going to tell you, that is not how immersion therapy works. They don't throw a bunch of snakes at you. They
I'm
go
pretty sure
one
it
snake.
is.
And they
No,
start with
that's-
like a rubber
that's too
snake.
many. That's too nope.
They'd start with a rubber snake.
Nope.
They'd start with a picture of a snake. They
I
would
don't
not
like it.
be like, here is
I
7
can call
corpses
Georgia
full of
Dow
snakes.
if you want me
Here's-
to.
I don't want- I don't like any of
consult her
this.
on this.
Yeah, I would like to get some professional psychops for use against you
Yeah.
guys. My amateur psychological warfare is just not cutting it anymore.
So I believe, but I'm not 100% sure, that using things that target areas is more effective
On swarms,
against swarms.
Swarms, yep.
So I would encourage those
All right.
with
I have to
magical
go back to the-
area
area
effects.
effects.
I gotta go a little bit.
Although
back to the
right
drawing
now they
board here.
are around Imra, so you would slightly set Imra on fire too.
Well, okay,
It
so I
might be
can
worth it. I
So
mean,
Crucible was ready to ignite all of these corpses with the
I was
power
very
of
excited.
your
I've
Yikoa.
literally
And
not
then you
turned
saw that-
dead. Turned
Yeah.
undead in this entire adventure, and I was like, finally, some undead to
Undead.
turn.
And then basically you discovered these were not so much undead as
Snake
walking
vehicles.
snake bags.
Yeah.
Walking snake bags.
Yeah.
Snake vehicles.
These are water
now,
balloons.
now on Discovery Channel.
Maybe we just run away. They only, as non-snakes, they only shamble. We could
That's
probably get away
true.
from them.
Yeah, that
Very
was my
sweet
next
as slow.
thought.
Mhm.
Can we go
We
into
don't
the
have to
church,
stay around
maybe?
these
ooh, what about that wall of fire?
dark chocolate. covered
That's not a bad idea. I could do that. I think I've got that.
And it
Or would they
burns,
walk
burns.
into the
Right,
wall
but then
of
the
fire,
fire would-
immediately
And then
vaporize?
snakes.
But the snakes would still be in the fire.
Can are the
They would
snakes
take
sort
damage.
of piloting these bodies with little controls? What's the situation here?
I think there's a
Is this
lot.
an Evangelion?
Are these parasitic snakes or?
There's a lot you don't know yet, and that science doesn't know about courses full of snakes.
I might have to roll
But
nature.
it seems like they were zombies that happened to have a nest of snakes
I'm
in
just
them.
picturing a
Jane-
snake with a joystick controlling it with its tongue.
Yeah.
Oh,
guess.
see, I was thinking
Jane-
tail.
We just finished rewatching Evangelion, which is a 90s anime series I have a lot of affinity for. But I think it was, I forget, it was someone you retweeted. It may have been a sibling of one of yours, somebody who was basically tricked into watching Evangelion because someone told them that Pen was in it far more than they are. And I think about that. I think about that a lot because that is an unkindness to do to anyone.
It is, but you still get Pen.
Very, very rarely. There's probably 8 minutes of Pen spread across, I don't know, 11 hours of psychological torture.
Yeah, he stands out so much more in my memory. So.
He's also very present in the merchandising.
So
is
here's an
there
issue.
any
is
way to
I can drop the wall of fire in a circle, but Imra's outside of it now, which has made this challenging.
Save yourselves.
Or I can make it.
She's just gonna
Just
give
done.
up.
The other
Like
option.
You do have-
we've seen
you do have-
evidence.
She
We've
you have
seen
a church-
vampires.
You have a church wall that could be kind of
the
like,
other option is 60 foot. I can make it either 20 foot in diameter, a ring, or a 60-foot wall, a 60-foot long wall.
line.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if either of those. I mean, if we ringed ourselves in, that would be pretty solid, except for Imra being on the outside.
Well, but also, what's
they're-
step 2?
What's that?
Profit.
What's step 2?
Well, step 2 is they tried to come at us and burn to death because it does a decent amount of damage every time somebody tries to go through it.
I mean,
Um,
fire snakes. Fire snakes.
Oh, let me just write that down.
Oh wait, are we
for next
chanting?
time.
Hold on.
yeah. So, I mean, I can put a wall up, but I don't know where to slice
I don't think
that.
that we are we all within like 5, 10,
So
15,
I
20?
think.
Yeah, if
So you would be able to
Aragal
wall
would be
off
outside too.
Nope.
a
If I
maximal.
go
of 3.
here,
Oh, is it 20 radius?
Yes.
I was thinking diameter. Okay.
I just
let me
feel like
see.
we've faced
Oh no,
off
I'm wrong. You're right. 20 feet in
scarier
diameter. Okay, so
threats.
that's not
That's a small circle.
not feasible. Is there anywhere I could stand? No.
Maybe that could be your next turn.
could-
Is like
I think maybe we need to converge on Imra as fast as possible and then put the wall in between us. If they're slow, can we all just like bunch up? Bunch up. Let's get together.
So what,
Let's
what
stand Imra.
levels? Not to metagame too much, but is this like a biggin?
Yeah, that's
Because
a
we
level
do-
4. That's my top level.
Ooh.
Because we do also have like Mega Witch.
the lasagna to fight.
Yeah.
We're probably going to see today.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I still think we should all basically, because they're slow, I think we should all get down towards Imra, get rid of these
Yep.
snakes, and then figure out what the hell we're going to do.
Yep.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
That works.
Tony, can I roll, I don't know, nature on these things?
Sure. What do you want to know?
I got a
Hey,
2,
that's
so
my roll.
nothing. That's why Elavor does nature stuff. I wanted to figure out if fire was particularly effective or something else, like if there was anything particularly effective against them.
All right. I'm going to say with 2, there are no canon. There are no snakes in Eberron. This is your first snake experience.
Oh boy. Great. Well, I have as a cleric of the Forge, very few things that feel like fire can't fix. So
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I mean, I don't think there are very few things in the natural world that are not hurt by fire.
Yeah. So
These do not appear to be fire snakes, for example.
So
yet.
God.
Crucible chants something, and he does a thing where he kind of runs the blade through his hand, and it ignites into flame.
We love that thing.
That's sick as hell.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Brildish also stares at that kind of open mouth. Whoa.
And
Every time.
yeah, so that was Searing Smite. And I'll cast that. Ooh, boy, you know what? We're going to cast that at a higher level. Let's do that at a level. Let's do that at a level 2. So when I attack, I'll be doing 2d6 fire damage in addition to my normal damage. So yeah, let's hit the snakes with this and see how it goes. Okay, so that is Boy, that was some bad rolling there. I rolled a 1, and then also a 1 on a AC is 12. Will a 12 hit?
A 12 will not hit a swarm of snakes, I'm sorry.
Well, that was pretty anticlimactic then. Cool beans.
Does it stay active until the next
Yeah,
time
it's
that you hit?
concentration. It's cute. It lasts for like a minute. So my Yickle is basically on fire, actively burning.
All right.
I have a question.
Lena, whose sword is now on fire, gives you a nod.
Was there did the snake seem to like shy back from the flame, or did they seem to not even notice it? I'm just curious because I was staring very closely at that flaming weapon, so I would like to know what Brildish saw.
He stabbed in the direction of the snakes, and the swarm of snakes kind of like scattered and reformed.
Okay,
in the area.
So it's not they look like they're immune to fire or anything.
No,
like
I don't know why you guys are carrying so much snake baggage today. Like, I brought you corpses that were full of snakes. I feel like that was a level of horror that's just sufficient. And you guys are like, no, these must be cancer snakes, fire snakes, monkey snakes. And it's like, couldn't they just be
snakes,
corpses full of snakes? Was that not horrible enough?
Not in 2020.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
The
all
bar
right,
has been raised.
I know that we have chosen a game that is a gothic horror as our escapism, but still, come on, people.
Well, I'm done.
All right.
Lena, what do you got?
All right. Yeah.
Lena wants to try out her new sword. She's very sad that there seem to be consequences for killing the undead because she was really looking forward to doing that. But instead, she's going to run over to her good pal Imra and try to do a good snake stab.
Snake
Snake
stab.
stab.
Remember, the snakes are in the same square as Imra.
Yes. That's okay.
Okay.
That does not, I don't think that impedes your ability to hit them.
So with
It's mainly, I don't know if mechanically it matters at all so much as it's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly it just feels very warm, Imra.
Yes.
As I
Lena,
presumably
with your
hit the
sword
snakes
so
with a
bright.
23.
Won't
All right, you
Nice.
slice
kill
into the
tonight?
pile of snakes, cutting out a hot piece of snake pie.
Oh.
Ew.
It's a Nebraska delicacy. That's not true.
I hate that a lot.
Yep.
So that will be 11 radiant damage.
And is it
Followed-
probably slashing?
It is it's radiant.
Okay, so it's just 11 radiant. So they're going to take 11 damage.
Yep.
Do you also do slashing damage with that?
Nope, it's just that the damage type is radiant.
Is the damage also? I'm just wondering because they are resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. Does the entire
it
the
says-
sword no longer counts as any of those things?
Damage type, radiant icon, and the word radiant.
All right, I guess that's good.
Because it's effectively a lightsaber, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really slashing.
Yeah,
something.
right.
It's
Doesn't
like
have a
the molten
actual blade.
plasma of the sun. But since you pushed me, I also do 15 sneak attack damage, also radiant.
All right. Well, guess what? You're great at killing snakes, even though they are not undead. That snake pile is like half a snake pile at this point, which means it does do less damage when it bites. Still does lots of damage on a poison. So yeah.
But at least we're here together. And then I am going to do this with my offhand. I don't anticipate this being especially impactful, but that's going to be a 16 to hit snakes
16 hits a pile of snakes.
and 8 dagger damage. It is
All right.
slashing.
All right, so I'm going to do 4 damage to the snakes.
Or piercing, I guess.
Okay, got it. Same.
Okay.
All set?
Yep.
Guess what? It's Team Distended Corpse. Woo! Go fighting corpses. The corpses shamble in. The corpses are rather slow. I need to just measure. Did I put any of the corpses far enough away that they can't get to anyone? Jane, are you still controlling Aragal?
I am.
Get his stat block ready because he's about to be in a corpse fight.
Corpse fight.
He doesn't like it.
Well, it's not about.
Or I guess Tony, does he like it?
I don't know. He doesn't have a lot of personality. Sorry, Argal.
It's
you're not
okay.
well served by the narrative. Is that what he is? Is he an Italian plumber now?
No, that would be it's okay.
It's a me, Argal.
Oh my god.
All right. So, I will tell you that the corpses, until they explode and are full and or unleash snakes, are of limited ability to do things. So I'm going to roll a bunch of attacks for them. Broldish, attack coming on you, 19.
That hits exactly.
You will take 2 bludgeoning damage as just like a wet fist slugs you across the jaw.
Can we
Gross.
fight these
Pony.
guys without killing them? Because they don't seem to hit very hard.
I say we just walk away.
Pony, 13. Aragal, 14 and 13. Androdite, 15. And Lena Delina, critical fail.
What was it on Pony again?
I think it was 14.
And Aragal,
Okay,
what is
that
Aragal's AC?
that hits.
It's like
15.
So did he get hit by one of those?
Nope, I don't think so. I think I said
So is it
13
2
or 14.
damage to anybody then?
Yep.
Okay. Pony got hit, you guys.
Has that happened? You guys
don't like
did
that.
You
That's
did all
never
leave
happened before.
you left your pets kind of like your pets and highly trained assassin. Trained assassin. A bit exposed
We're not the
there.
boss of him. We didn't leave him anywhere. He stayed there.
All right. That was Team Distended Corpses. Next up, it is Elavor. I feel like you have spent a lot of time talking about plans. So far, you've not even had a full round. So you're kind of a ways from, shall we say, implementing a plan. But yeah, Elavor, take it away.
Yes. So here's what's going to happen with Elavor. So you see this sort of green glow in Elavor's irises. And there is sort of again, I always say the smell of ozone. It's sort of an electric smell around him. And suddenly, his teeth seem to kind of grow a little bit, just a tiny bit. His teeth get sharp, and maybe it might look like his tongue's a little bit forked. And Elavor shouts out to the area around him.
Where's my snakes at?
In a language that no one here seems to understand, but perhaps it is parcel tongue. Listen to me. You must go. You are in danger. And if you'd like, I can roll a persuasion check.
Absolutely. I would like a persuasion check against these snakes. And I will tell you, there's only one swarm of snakes to hear that right now. I don't think any of the swarms inside corpses can hear that.
I'm gonna use my inspiration that I just gained.
You can wait and see the result.
All your friends.
So I rolled a 23. So your argument is that if they are inside of the corpses, then they cannot hear. That's kind of, oh man. So the whole reason I wanted to do this
is that
was to
unfair?
try and get. No, it's not that it's unfair. If you feel that that's reasonable, I was just thinking these corpses are like holy, and I don't mean holy as in cross your heart.
Oh,
I mean,
structurally unsound.
Yeah, structurally unsound, and therefore they can hear sounds.
He's just trying to baby Einstein them.
All right,
exactly.
Here's the challenge. I think you have the other holy, convinced this swarm of snakes. However, this swarm of snakes may not be alive very long. So there's the question of, will this swarm of snakes have the opportunity to pass the message to other snakes? I'm going to say, Elavor, you know what? The swarm of snakes that is closest to you is inside the distended corpse that's fighting your dog, or Imra's dog, has also heard you. But I think the other ones are far enough away in the middle of a battle and inside a corpse
That's
that
fair.
I think I will say that probably you would have advantage on persuading other snakes in the future. How's that?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
and we're going to count this all. That was all a bonus action because snake diplomacy is something I give out left and right in my Dungeons and Dragons games. It's in the rules.
So it would be a bonus action, except that I had to cast Speak with Animals to talk to them.
Okay.
So that counts as my action. But I don't think Elavor is going to move because he kind of wants to be central to these. So, well, actually, I think he'll move up a little bit so that he can get closer to where Broldish and the other corpse is, so that he can try again with these snakes.
Do we want to pop the corpses so that Elavor can make his case to all of the snakes?
Friends, corpsemen, lend me your snakes.
Do we tell? I mean, did it have effect on the one snakes that are actually there?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, would somebody like to roll nature to see if those snakes have been swayed?
I think Elavor should do it because it's Elavor's turn.
Yeah, I will definitely roll a good old nature check for you here.
I have decided, and this is going to lead people to ask further questions about our life experiences.
What's with these 9s?
The snakes do look a little less aggressive, but hard to say what's going on. It may just be that you've defeated a lot of them. Here's my reasoning, people. This is for the listeners. If you're a swarm of snakes, stay with me here. You're a swarm of snakes. You're inside a corpse. A druid is talking to you in parcel time. My reasoning is if you are inside the belly of a corpse, flesh is relatively dense. And it's a little bit like if somebody was trying to talk to you underwater. You would hear stuff, but your ability to comprehend is limited. Just think about it. I think, listeners, you've all either been underwater or been a snake swarm inside a corpse. So,
and sibilant noises, like S sounds either carry the most or the least. But I don't remember which one it is.
I am also,
I think when it's underwater, it's not a lot.
I'm going to say Elavor, because that was a great character moment. You can also have inspiration.
Yay!
Because I'm trying to remember to do that more. Also, you guys have kind of raised the bar by being excellent across the board. So you're punished for your own for failing to manage my expectations. Eat it. Elavor, anything else? I know we stopped to do a bunch of dumb stuff on your turn, so I want to make sure you got to do everything you wanted to.
So what I'd like to see is, you said that I think it was this bag of bones with the snakes inside.
Yeah, do you want me to put a snake charm symbol on him?
Or can we see the snakes? Are they still inside and thinking about leaving, or did they come out and they're thinking about leaving?
They're inside a corpse.
Okay, so I guess, charmed works.
All right. That's what the green dot represents. Argal.
Yep. I'm thinking what he's gonna do. You see, Argal has a very poison-heavy kit. And I suspect that the snakes are where the poison is born. So
I read that in a book once sometime.
Indeed. So do we want to pop the corpses? Or maybe want is a strong word.
Pop the corpses is a very evocative phrase.
I just love it.
There's a lot of things competing for title in this 1 hour, but that's up there.
Yeah. Or do we want him to stab some snakes, considering that all of his damage will be nerfed?
Yeah, it's hard to say. There's not exactly what we call good choices here.
Now that we have Elavor being able to at least communicate with the snakes, I'm sort of on the side of popping the corpses because
I can do it.
I had been thinking that we should run away, but then I had the thought, what if what's her face comes upon us as we have gotten away, and then we also have 7 piles of snakes to fight.
Yep.
That ain't good. So
that ain't what you want.
So I'm thinking Argal should, use his blades to hit pop.
Okay. He's gonna multi-attack. He's going to go for this bad boy up to the north.
All right. Argal's got 2 corpses next to him. You'll start with the northern one. I don't think Argal's going to have any trouble hitting these. Their AC is 10.
Okay, yeah, he hits that one. And he crit fails on the second one. So
all right.
Thrilled to see how that shakes out. So on the first, He is going to do 6 piercing damage.
He slays that corpse, and the traditional corpse gift of a pile of snakes appears.
Okay.
That's why I don't go to funerals.
God.
Yep. And then he is going to... Let's see. Can he... I don't think he can disengage or do any of that good stuff. So, so he has summoned a lot of snakes and then completely whiffed on the second one. Presumably because he knew it was going to happen, but it was still very upsetting when it did.
There's no there's no way to be prepared to murder something and have it be full of snakes. It is the worst piñata party you could ever be invited to.
Yeah. Like, he's a
Adding
rogue.
titles.
He has a short sword. They are within 5 feet. They should have been easy for him, but
Yeah.
it was just too terrible.
So that was Argal. Samus, you wanna eat a pile of snakes?
Samus is going to run straight at the flesh bag to pop it, the one that's behind. Pop it like it's flesh. Pop it like it's flesh.
Oh.
I regret having said that, I think, but it happened.
Your
And
regret is appreciated and acknowledged and will be put on file.
Let me see. I always forget to bring up the saber tooth. All right.
I'm sorry. Which corpse bag did you want to attack? You've got
Samus. Go ahead.
I'm thinking this through a little bit. Like, if we want to pop all the corpses, oh God, why am I saying this? I mean, me using a turn undead thing is going to. They've all basically got one wisdom save, and if not, they die. So I can do that very effectively. I'm wondering if maybe Samus might have better luck killing some snakes.
I'm afraid that Samus is afraid, being that she's so closely linked to Elavor, that if Samus attacks the snakes, it's going to lessen the chance that the other snakes will want to cooperate. Although,
how smart are these
Elavor
snakes?
did say the snakes are in danger.
That's
so
true.
Maybe they're in danger from Samus.
Yeah, exactly. I could be saying, and then Elavor can use that in his next turn. Okay.
I'm Elavor, druid and lawyer.
No lawyers.
There's no lawyers in Barovia.
You
He's
provide
the first
snakes.
one.
You provide the snakes. We'll provide the saber-tooth tiger to start the war. So
Samus runs directly at this pile of snake.
yeah.
Oh, wait. Should I go after that one or the one that's over by Aragal?
Got a lot.
I think we should.
Two snake opportunities here. It's up to you.
Let's kill this one. If
All
we
right.
can.
So Samus runs straight at that one, and we will do. That is not where I want to put that. I started typing into the YouTube chat with my roll. So that
someone out there in the listeners roll a 20-sided die.
Give us your
for
favorite
Micah.
numbers, randomly generated numbers for Micah.
20.
True randomness.
20.
All right, 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, the target needs to succeed on a DC 14 strength
Or
strength
it gets
saving
knocked
throw.
down. I don't.
I guess it's already knocked down.
I mean, I'll roll it, but I don't know how many.
All the snakes go belly up.
All right.
Yeah,
so
they're scattered. They're disorganized.
Samus gets to make 2 attacks.
With advantage because they are disorganized snakes, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah,
There's
sure.
nothing
I
worse
don't think
than
that-
unionized snakes.
These are not unionized
That's
snakes.
not added.
Yes, currently.
Okay.
It's a special thing for a saber-toothed tiger where if the target gets knocked prone, the tiger gets to make 1 bite attack as a bonus action.
Okay.
So I'm just going to roll a
Did
normal...
you do damage with the knocking them prone?
Not... Oh, yeah. So I'm about to do that damage. So
Do that damage, because that may just kill
here
the
comes
snakes.
the damage. Here comes the damage. 14 damage.
All right. Samus lunges into the pile of snakes, and it's a little bit like, if you ever run a head of lettuce through a paper shredder, it's like that. There's just bits of green everywhere, and the snakes are no more.
Beautiful.
And with them dies the dream of peace between snakes and druids.
Samus is very pleased. And remind me, is it our edition of Dungeons and Dragons where you can use all of your move speed? Even
It is indeed.
after?
As long as you're not worried about provoking opportunity attacks, which you're not. So if
I'm not,
Samus needs
'cause
to
the
move,
snakes are dead.
if Samus wants to run somewhere, Samus probably
I'm
has
gonna
some
go
movement.
back to Elavor.
Well,
right.
let me follow that up with another question, which is: are we trying to keep the snakes like over there?
You may want to be moving.
Should we come
Yeah.
back towards Imra basically and try to sort of shore up our defenses there as opposed
I
to
like that
being
idea.
amongst all the snakes?
Okay, Samus will just move over.
All right.
Crucible yells, "To me!"
Form up!
Amongst all the snakes, the title of my memoir.
So you have your backs up against the ruins of this church wall here. You could probably clamber over that if you wanted to, which I bet snakes might have a hard time traversing. Corpses would have a real hard time. They're not. You look at these corpses that are just heavy with snakes, and it's like you do not see a lot of climbers in that bunch. I'm just imagining a gym class, and it's all corpses full of snakes, and they're all trying to do the rope climb, and it's just real sad for everyone.
There's one with just like
Anyway.
a pair of arms, but they got torn off, and they're just holding the rope. Yeah.
Oh, and there's just a sad guy just sitting there with his belly hissing. Real. I feel like I'm real evocative
I'm
tonight.
gonna be sleeping tonight.
Yeah, Breldish, it's your turn. Save us from my madness.
Okay, well, so first of all, Pony is going to disengage
All right.
and come over with his friends. Or the people he hangs out with anyway.
I'll remind you that the corpses are not very threatening if you want to just walk away from them too.
Well, Pony's got nothing else to do, so Pony's
Got
going
it.
to disengage. And Pony doesn't have very many hit points, so even taking 2 more hit points would not be great.
Yeah, you know.
So, oh boy. Oh, Brildish.
Uh-oh.
Correct.
Let's see. I mean, on the one hand, Brildish really doesn't like to walk away from the fight. On the other hand, Brildish saw how fast that first one went down to Imra, so it's like it's not even really that much to walk away from.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Brildish will just stomp away, from the one next to her, so he can take an attack as she
All right.
trudges off.
It does not hit you. It rolled an 11.
Okay.
Now, I will
And
tell
then-
you didn't trudge very far. You're probably still within trudging distance of a corpse.
Yeah, and I'm thinking
You saw these advance on you. I'll
Yeah.
just tell you, you know their speed is 20 feet,
Okay.
which is slower, I think, than all of even your most...
Do you want to
Armor
get over the
laden
wall,
friends.
Brildish?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to say that Pony actually went farther than...
Okay.
So
Sure.
let's say 5, 10, 20. What is Pony's speed here?
I believe that a
40.
pony is faster than a snake-laden corpse.
Yes. His speed is 40. He can't quite get all the way over the wall, but he can get to the wall.
All right. It's probably hard for
No,
a
it's not.
pony to climb over a ruins of a wall. Okay, so Pony is headed for the churchyard. There's like a wrought iron old fence around the church.
Mm-hmm.
Pony's headed for that.
Can you clarify,
All right.
Tony? So this part. What is
So
this?
yeah, let me clarify. So you're in the churchyard. There is a wrought iron fence on the north, south, and east sides
Got
of the thing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
also not very high. It's probably full of gaps, so I'm not even super worried about that for you to traverse it. There is the foundations and like the ruined walls of a church is the structure to the
Mhm,
west
mhm.
of the churchyard.
Gotcha.
So
I see.
I think that would be if you wanted to like take cover behind that or climb over this wall. You know, there's windows or doorways enough that you can just scramble over it, and other creatures might have a harder time following you into that wreckage. This is the ruins of a church.
Okay.
Does that line up
is
with
that-
what I've...
Thank
yeah,
you.
which way was Crucible sort of gesturing?
I think
Like-
I think you want to head towards here because that seems like a more
Okay.
defensible position.
All right, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay, so Pony can actually get pretty far.
All right,
He's
and
fine.
Pony could even probably
He
take the long way
scrambles.
around. So
Mhm.
Pony heads south out of the churchyard and finds a doorway into the church, because I think Pony is probably bad at climbing walls because he's a pony.
Yep.
Seems like a fair assumption.
Somebody's going to be right in and be like, let me tell you about climbing ponies. And I'll be like,
All right.
that's not the kind of pony this
He
is.
He is like, he looks like a mountain pony. He's a celestial pony, but he looks like a mountain pony.
Mm.
So Brildish is going to go clamber over the wall and turn around and ready an attack. So if if either snakes or
Mhm.
shambling corpses, distended corpses, or any kind of evil type thing tries to come over this wall. Like she's sort of positioning herself where there's kind of like a dip
Yeah.
in the wall, so she can sort of tank right there. Let's see, put herself right there, so that once everybody else gets in here, hopefully she can.
You got it.
Help.
Imra.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have Androdite run into the church. Do you think she can leap over the wall, or is it too?
Yeah, I think so. We'll have Androdite do a quick
Mastiffs are big.
athletics check to get over the wall, but I think it will be non-challenging for a dog.
Okay,
now Androdite did just run away from a corpse, so the corpse is going to swing at Androdite.
Yeah,
unless she wants to disengage.
Unless you're using the disengage, which I guess why wouldn't you?
Because it would use my turn.
I would use your action.
Would it?
Oh,
yeah.
Huh? Okay.
They share
Androdite.
actions.
Yeah, Androdite doesn't get her own.
Androdite is not Samus.
I don't actually know how Pony is supposed to work, so
I
really
get
don't
confused by the overlapping versions of NPCs, animals, spirit animals, companion beasts, summoned creatures, etc.
And Fine Steed does not actually specify in the spell,
it's Fine Steed. It's not explained how Magic Steed works, Erica.
That's a higher level spell.
It's not Ab Steed.
Yeah.
So does the shamble hit?
Sure. The shamble will swing at. Nope. Critical fail. Wow. Second critical fail of the night for me.
I like it.
Great.
And Androdite got a 15 to
effortlessly leaps from does a little mini dog parkour from rubble to rubble and through a window into the church.
Okay.
Rubble.
How would ensnaring strike work on a swarm? I
see no reason that it can't be ensnared. Oh, they are immune to being restrained. How's that?
Okay.
It's rude, Tony. That's how it is.
Do you have any ways of creating difficult terrain?
No.
Okay. That might be a ranger or druid thing or something.
Yeah,
fill this churchyard with snakes. That would be some difficult terrain.
I have some healing. I have ensnaring strike, and I have hunter's mark. And then I have piercing and slashing damage. Well, I guess it doesn't hurt anything so Androdite used all of our move. So I'm going to stay where I am. I'm going to target. I don't want snakes close to us. So I'm going to target the snakes by Aragal rather than making more at this point. I'll leave that to Crucible. So I'm going to target with my longbow. 12.
12 does not hit the snakes. It whizzes past Aragal's ear, and he gives you a look.
Okay. Second shot was the 25.
25 hits.
Okay. And that is 12. Well, actually 6 piercing damage.
6 piercing damage.
Ugh. And that's my turn.
You pin several snakes to the ground. All right. Next up is Team Poisonous Snakes. It looks like I've only got one active snake swarm. They are going to attempt to attack Aragal. I rolled a 16 to hit, which I think hits Aragal.
That'll hit Aragal.
Aragal is going to take 7 piercing damage, and then the main part of the element, Aragal needs to take a DC 10 Constitution saving throw to avoid taking, well, he will either take 7 or 14 poison damage, depending
Guess
on
who rolled his second straight critical fail, and he's gonna die of snakes?
14,
it's our buddy Aragal.
14 poison damage to the reformed assassin, the Vistani Aragal. Aragal, he's just go on without me. I will stay. I will fight the snakes.
Okay, dude.
Incredibly poor choice for Aragal. But Aragal does still probably have some complex feelings he's trying to work through vis-a-vis that time that Stradvan Zarovich possessed him and used him to attempt to murder all of you. Good times. Good times. Crucible.
So are we comfortable with turning all these corpses into snakes?
Yes. Does not, Dan, I'm just going to tell you, does not seem like a good idea. It's an idea. I'm not clear why that is a thing you would want to
You
do.
could
Well,
Well, you could ready
because
it
originally we
for-
were going to try and convince the snakes to go
Yes.
away.
You could
So-
ready it for Elavor's turn and then have it pop off when it's Elavor's action, and then Elavor immediately speaks to the snakes and tries to convince them to go away. Because remember, he has advantage on that.
Is there? It seems like Elavor should be going before the distended corpses vis-a-vis relative dexterities, is my guess.
Oh.
That's also true.
That's true.
I'll do that. Fine. Well negotiated.
Nice, Stan.
Oh, no
Nice.
problem. I think also everybody else wants to. Basically, everybody that we can should move into the church.
Correct.
So do you want me to just delay until? You want me to let Lena go first?
I'm good with that.
Lena, I
Long
think
as
you
you
should
are.
get in the church
Mhm.
because then you won't be between me and snakes, probably.
I love to not be between you and snakes.
So the
Let
good news
snakes,
is,
let snakes never come between
Yeah.
us.
So yeah, I don't know what you want to do attack wise, if anything, because this is kind of a
I mean, you could always come in and ready,
weird situation.
just in case.
Yeah.
For a snake knife fight, Dan?
I mean, I guess I will like disengage and then just like backflip out into the church
Nice.
because she can't do anything normally.
Brildish
It's all
nods.
rogue.
He's impressed.
It's all rogue.
All the time.
So I think technically, then I would go before Elavor, and then I would come in now and then
Right.
pop them, and then have Elavor talk to them
Okay.
and run.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense for Elavor to still be there because they still need to be able to hear him.
Yeah, I don't think Elavor wants to show that he has like trust in them, so he's not going to run away while he's saying it.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna take-
potentially to his detriment.
All right, so this could be really bad, but it's an idea. There are no bad ideas. There are only snake ideas.
No bad ideas in Barovia. Canon.
Only verse ideas.
Okay, I'm here. So I'm basically within 30 feet of all of them. So Tony, they're all gonna have to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. How many? Let's see. How many are left here? Didn't we
5?
establish if they're challenge rating 0,
5.
they don't fail automatically?
No, it's not that they fail. It's that instead of running away, they are instantly destroyed.
All right. I'm gonna work clockwise. I'm starting with the one that's due north of Crucible. I'm rolling wisdom. Their
As the
wisdom
crow flies,
modifier.
or-
Yes. Wisdom modifier is +0. I have rolled a 14. First one. How's that?
That's actually a success since my spell save is 14.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
So that one is
kind
not
Should've
afraid
hit
of you.
before
Silly of you.
Next one, 18. Not going great, Dan.
Oh my God! Stop this.
Come on.
These are the wisest snake corpses you ever met. They've lived a life. They've got several degrees. They've read some books. This one is a self-published author. He rolled a 15.
Are you
I'm-
freaking kidding me?
Wow.
This one, all right. This one rolled a 5. So you happy?
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
And I got one left here. 3.
Okay. So those two, the corpse is basically instantly vaporized.
All right.
I had hoped that would go a lot. They definitely beat the odds on
Yeah.
that one.
But are
Yeah.
they still turned?
No, they saved.
So it's just nothing bad happens to them?
Nope. I stood forth. I
There's-
presented my holy symbol, and they're like, "Meh,
We've seen
Meh.
better.
doesn't bother me.
All right. Well,
You do you,
roughly
man."
2/5 of the distended corpses
Okay.
are vaporized, leaving just a pile of snakes kind of in midair that flops to the ground.
I
wriggling.
am okay.
I am
so
unsure about your plan now because you were unable to turn less than half.
That's all right.
this
There's
thing.
well, of what's left,
still gonna try
it's
to
still
make
more
them-
than half.
All right.
How
Or
fast do
no,
these
exactly,
move?
It's exactly half.
Snakes.
How fast-
Snakes are faster than corpses.
All right. I want to stand. I'm going to stand somewhere so that they are in between. I'm in between
many
them
corpses of
and
speed are
some
snakes?
some of my friends.
They're like 50% faster than a corpse.
So about Wait, 1.5 corpses?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
let me
Gotcha.
just double check.
I assume Crucible, you can't be poisoned.
I have advantage against poison on saving throws, and I resist poison damage, so that's a pretty good combo.
Yeah.
Cool. So that was my action. So as my move, I'm just
Brildish
trying to
is
put
never
myself
walking
in
away from an
between.
enemy ever again.
Onatar has forsaken me in this terrible land.
It's an awful place.
Elavor, I think it is your turn. I don't know how. I don't know what you want.
Time for the snake pep talk.
Yeah,
Don't know what you want to do here, friend.
Elavor is
Persuade.
going to move down to here, so he's closer to those snakes.
There's still 3. There's 3 that you can.
And then from here, actually, yeah, I'll move down and move out one. So from there, I will once again say, listen, I cannot stop them from killing you. You are not safe. You must run away. Excuse me, slither away. And then I will roll, since I've got advantage. I'm going
All right,
to
here's how
roll
we're going to
2
do
at the
this.
same time.
I think it's probably this is probably a contested roll, right? Yeah.
That
Dan,
seems
reasonable.
likely.
All right.
I mean,
So-
but
For persuasion?
he's trying to convince them of something that's true.
True. You're right.
He in the goodness of his heart, he doesn't want us to just
I'm-
stand here and very slowly
All right.
pulverize all these snakes.
I really
El-
do want the snakes to get away. Yeah.
Elavor, here's what I'm going to have you do. I'm not sure if this is mechanically what we're going to do. It makes the most sense, but it's what I'm saying. Unless somebody has a compelling argument, I want you to make 3 snake persuasion checks for the 3 snake swarms. Roll them each with advantage. I'm going to say that I don't think it's going to be that hard to persuade the snakes to leave. They have seen some snakes murdered already. So
I got 24 on the
I'm going to
first
say that
one.
I think you need to get like a 15 or higher to convince the snakes to so first snake swarm stands down. They start to disperse.
That's great. 23 on the second one.
Wow.
24, 23, and 18 on the last one.
All right. So all of the snake swarms, they kind of seem to respond to your snakely words, Elavor, and they say, yes, we heed your words, brother.
Safety, slither to safety.
Safe travels, brother. And they seem to kind of stand down. It's not their turn, but they kind of take a less aggressive stance. There are still 3 corpses that have not been popped, and each have them have as yet on diplomatic relations with those snake storms have not been established, Elavor. But that was a big turn as you have convinced 3 snakes to stand down. And I'm just
Yes.
you know what? I'm just going to remove those snakes from the map now.
Okay, can I do so? I didn't technically do anything. Well, actually, I don't know. Does rolling persuasion count?
I think
as my
that was
action?
probably.
What-
I think probably trying to address 3 different snake storms was an action.
Okay, can I ask the snake one more question before
Absolutely.
they go?
One
Okay.
more question, Mr. Snake.
Do you have any tips for speaking to our brothers in the corpses?
Speak loud. And they slither away.
Travels.
All right. Elavor, do you want to move? You are in the center of the churchyard. Several of your friends have run into the ruins of the church to the west of the churchyard.
I think. Look.
Yeah,
Elavor
because you
really
can always
wants-
move back out if you have the opportunity.
That's true, but
to
Samus's turn is
safety.
next. Or Samus's turn is coming up, and so Samus could pop. Well, yeah, okay, I'll just move in. I'll just move into the thing.
All right. You retreat west and scramble over the walls into the churchyard. As you go, you notice out of the corner of your eye, Elavor, several shapes approaching from the south that seem to have been drawn to the attention of what is
no.
going on.
Jeez.
It is the familiar shapes of several scarecrows, these animated
bugger.
constructs that serve one Baba Lysaga and patrol Berez, and it seems like
And I
your
have their
fight
hat.
and your lightsaber wielding may have finally become noticed. Elavor, you all done?
Yes.
All right. At the end of your turn, Elavor, something else joins the initiative order. There is the loud sound of crashing and crunching as something huge kind of pushes through the rubble on the edge of your vision through the fog that is Berez. At first, it seems to be some kind of tree, and then it appears to be some kind of strange, like quadrupedal creature. But coming through the debris of Berez, coming in your direction, is apparently some kind of walking house.
Is a walking house an animal?
No. Let me
Can't
Speak
talk
with
to
walking
it.
houses. Cass,
Yeah.
speak with walking houses.
Right. I will work on that.
Can you see the name of
Baba
the
Lazaga's
thing?
Yeah.
creeping hut. I think
Baba Lazaga's
I
creeping
ate
hut.
there at
Which
a
I will tell you-
roadside stop once.
You know, I don't know. They
Cheddar
filed
biscuits are so
they
good.
filed the serial number off of Baba Yaga, and Baba Yaga's creeping hut is better than Baba Lazaga's creeping hut. Baba Yaga's creeping hut is a hut built on a chicken leg, which I think is awesome. Baba Lazaga's hut is built on like an animated tree. So you
speak
may
with
have recalled
plants, you
seeing
say.
like a thicket of trees in the center of Berez, and this thing kind of came crushing, smashing through out of that grove of trees, walking very lopsided, like each as is its kind of like pseudopod like legs reach down, and there's a thundering boom, and kind of atop this huge tree-like monstrosity teetering, rocking back and forth, is a little hut, a cottage with a light in the window. You can see several cages of birds squawking away around the corners of the structure. Just a little bit of smoke coming out of the chimney of this structure. That is happening to your southeast. From the east, there is the sound. You see something kind of whiz by in the misty sky, and the sound of laughter. The end.
Oh dear.
For answers to questions such as these, what the heck is happening to us?
Is this the end for the Bob? There's no Bob. Is this the
Sorry,
end
Bob.
for the
Bye, Bob.
That's Gamma World.
Listener Bob, you're dead. No, sorry.
Aw.
Wow.
Tuesday
I don't know
night.
any. I don't know any Bobs, and I don't like any
Whoa.
Bobs. Is this the end for the Dog and Pony Show? It started with corpses. It did not end with snakes. For the forces of Baba Lazaga have converged upon them here in this ruined churchyard in Berez. There is a giant creeping hut. There are scarecrows. There are still corpses brimming with snakes, which is not a thing you want to be brimming with. And, of course, one Baba Lazaga herself is somewhere flying about Berez in her upside-down giant skull. Not her skull, it's the skull of a giant that she flies. It's creepy. Look it up. Will this finally be their doom? Have they broken off more than they can chew? Or will this new vengeful sword of light be the ticket to their success? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill. The end.